of a Cat Mom.
Welcome to Diary of a Cat Mom, a gentle space for cat lovers who love their cats like family.
Deregulated nervous system and cats. That's the topic I want to talk through in this episode of Diary of a Cat Mom. What I experienced as I started working with cats and as I had my first kitties is I was very eager to please them, and I had this beautiful vision of what a great cat life should be. Like, they have all the food, they have all their toys, they have all the entertainment and excitement, and they are just happy. And over time, I realized it's perhaps what every mom feels when they have children. You have this vision of how it should be when you have a child, and then you have a child. And that's the same how I feel with the kitties. So the vision I had of having kitties, and then as I had them, was totally different. I did not hear at that point about a deregulated nervous system. I just could feel that whenever I was impatient or I was stressed from work or I had challenges I thought through, I became easy to trigger. So if the cats were not like happy to see me, but they were fighting, or if I fed them and they were not in the mood to eat, but then later I didn't have the time to feed them again, and I didn't want to leave the food out there because I'm doing controlled feeding so that my little ones don't become fatties. It was very challenging for me, and I tried at the beginning just to push it down, my emotions, and Dagmar, stay calm, because I heard that the more I can become, the more the kitties would stay calm with me. But I really didn't have the tools then and the understanding and the knowledge how really my anxiousness or my stress or my frustration affects the kitties, and also how can I work on myself to better that. So for a few years, I heard the first time about nervous system and regulating your nervous system. And how can you regulate your nervous system? Like through breathing, through nature. I also use Kabbalah to regulate my nervous system. I love David Giham. I'm following him, getting his courses, because it's very logical for me as a left-brainer, not only to listen and to have the knowledge, but also to execute it. And I realized when I come in these situations where I feel frustrated or triggered or just sad that with all the effort I put out, I still don't have a happy kitty, or a kitty what's eating, or a kitty that is listening to mama, then I stop myself to become aware of what I'm feeling, and not to use the fight, flight, or freeze response, which does not help at all, middle nor long term, to really create a great life quality for yourself and for your kitties. So then when I analyze myself and realize, okay, I'm frustrated now, the next step is to just think for a second, is it the kitties that frustrate me, or did something happen earlier, or was it a trigger that came out? Because for me personally, it helps me to understand what is it, what frustrates me or makes me sad. And then as a next step, I use Kabbalah. I tell myself, what a pleasure. This is an opportunity to learn. And by doing this, I shift my mindset and I go more in like the eagle eyes perspective, looking down in the situation instead of the frog perspective, looking up from the situation. And that automatically makes me more relaxed. Automatically, I can find humor in the situation. And also, additionally, for me, what works well for me is, what's my goal, right? What's my purpose? So do I want to invest energy and time to get upset about the situation and most time cannot change? Or is my goal to have really great life quality? Is this part of great life quality for the kitties or myself? No. So I just will take care of the issue, clean it up, let the kitties go if they don't want to eat then, and just move the whole food back in containers, cover it up, and bring it back out later. So in this way, when my nervous system gets deregulated, it doesn't take me a long time to go back to have a regulated one, but only sometimes a few minutes, sometimes a little bit longer, depending on what I'm experiencing. But over time, what I'm seeing and feeling is the more I practice it, so less do I get into the deregulated nervous system. Hope this helps. When you come into situations or you feel little challenges coming up, perhaps just to stop a moment and to think about it, and then going through the steps helps you to create a better life quality for you and for your kitties. Bye.
Thank you for sharing this moment with me. Give your cat an extra soft touch tonight. And I'll meet you back here tomorrow.
Diary of a Cat Mom.